Welcome back to the channel, everyone. It's episode 53 of Late Night with the Gringo. And yes, it's a late night. It's a Sunday night, and it's been a good night. So we are back, and we are here to talk about a few things. I got my nice new Montreal Expo hat on. Old school. Love this. Very nice. Very new. Not broken in yet. Probably be trashed by the end of the week, but that's okay.
Hey, don't worry. I'll keep it clean.
Yeah, you'll keep it clean. You and your hats. Welcome back. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. Tired, but good. How are you?
I'm good. We're playing a lot of Major League Baseball. We got MLB The Show 25, so we've been doing a lot of live streams for MLB 25 just off of the PlayStation 5, just having some fun. Love playing the game. So after this live stream, that's probably where you're going to find us, is playing some MLB. So join us. We're just having some fun. But we got some news. One of our favorite billionaire, Elon Musk, is back in the news. It seems like he's never leaving the news.
I was going to say, what do you mean back in the news? I don't think he's left it in like a good month.
You know, and personally, listen, I've got nothing against Elon Musk. I think he's a pretty cool guy. You know, I know he's got his detractors. I know he's got his critics. I know he's done some things and says some things. You know, hey, nobody's perfect, but apparently, look, you know, I like this shot because you know I have one bit of actual not gray white. Okay, anyways,
there you go.
There we go.
Good for you.
So let's get into this. So Elon Musk. So apparently, it's still going on. It's still picking up steam. The boycott Tesla movement, because people hate Elon Musk because he's with Trump. Bless you.
Thank you.
So because Elon Musk is doing work for the Trump administration, everybody wants to boycott, especially people in California want to boycott Tesla. They're selling their Teslas. So I guess if you want to get a Tesla real cheap, maybe, I don't know, someone who's desperate, people are just like, I don't want to drive it. It means I'm supporting fascism. I'm supporting dictatorships. I'm like, really? Were you the same people telling me to buy an electric vehicle to save the planet like 2 years ago?
I was about to say the same thing. Didn't they tell you about go buy a Tesla? They're affordable. There's charging stations all over the place for them.
Yeah.
And now they're like, get rid of them.
Get rid of them. Get rid of them all.
How dare you?
I'm like, all right, well, you know, drill, baby, drill. Let's go back to those, you know, hey, I'm all about gas-powered, gasoline-powered cars. So, hey, you don't want your Tesla no more? That's fine. You bought it. But the thing is, people are trashing Tesla dealerships, you know, just doing stuff, stupid stuff like that. But here you got a picture of some typical San Francisco Democrats, I'm going to say Democrats, liberals, out there protesting Tesla. I love this one lady sign, Elon stole your data. Well, actually, no. Elon never actually stole your data. I mean, you want to think that, but it never actually happened. Do you want to know who really stole your data? George Bush and Obama. They stole your data because they had in place a program where they basically captured and culled every text message, email, and phone call you ever made and stored it in a database and ran it through an algorithm looking for keywords and flagged words and things like that. So your data has already been stolen, and your data has been stolen by China. It's been stolen by Russia. It's been stolen by Anonymous and all the other. Your data's out there. I'm sorry. Just if you're one of these people walking around going, I need to protect my data, it's too late. That ship has sailed. It's just the way it is. I've had my data stolen now 3 times in hacks for like retail companies. You know, Target got hacked, Home Depot got hacked. I forgot what other bank, Sony got hacked. So, you know, when all those got hacked, I got a message saying your data was leaked. And it's just the way it is. All right, it's just the way it is. So Elon didn't steal your data. Deport Elon. And again, I'm amazed. Elon seems to be the only person that people want to, Democrats want to deport. They want to keep the murderers, the thieves, the illegal immigrants, but they want to get rid of Elon.
The one guy who's actually doing work in the United States government is going to be deported.
The one guy who revolutionized electric vehicles.
Oh, it was your ally for the longest time, but then you threw him underneath the bus. Let's not talk about that. But let's not even just focus on that. Yeah. He was aligned with you for the longest time.
Really, what was his crime? He bought Twitter.
He bought Twitter?
Oh,
no. His crime wasn't buying Twitter. His crime was buying Twitter and allowing people to say what they want freely.
And revealing how much the U.S. government was interfering with free speech on the platform. So,
I mean, all the platforms. It wasn't just X.
It wasn't just X. Even Zuckerberg came out. He's like, Zuckerberg came out. He's like, the Biden administration would call us up and they would be screaming at us over the phone on what we can and cannot, what we need to censor.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just like, Okay, that sounds pretty. But Elon bad, Trump bad.
No, I just don't get it. I mean, I get the whole idea of on the internet, you shouldn't say certain things, right? Like you shouldn't say certain things in public, or really ever, right? But the idea, my philosophy is this: you have a freedom to say what you want. That doesn't mean just because you have the right to say what you want doesn't mean people are not going to be bothered by it. So long as you're okay with that consequence, that you might be controversial, that what you say is not going to be popular or might be on the fringe, or it might be honestly to me insane, but to you perfectly normal. So long as you're okay with that risk, you have every right, and you should have the right to say it. I mean, without letting those people speak and allowing them actually to say what they want to say, how can we expect people to change, unify, and actually compromise on issues? I'm not saying you have to compromise on everything, but I mean, still, it's like Democrats would rather have an echo space.
Yeah, they want to basically say, "This is what you can say. This is all you can say." And again, I think you're absolutely right. You have the freedom to say whatever you want. There should be nothing that is illegal to say. All right. You should be able the freedom. You know what? If you want to yell fire in a crowded movie theater, you have the freedom to do that. However, you have to face the consequences for doing something stupid like that. That's just the way it is. So you should be fined or arrested or somehow prosecuted for endangering people. I get that. If you want to put up a website or get a YouTube channel or whatever you want to do, and you want to sit there and you want to be, putting out every obscenity and racial epitaph that exists, and because that's what you believe in, go right ahead. That's your right. But you got to be willing to understand the consequences of probably losing your job, most of your friends, some of your family basically ostracizing you, the platform kicking you off eventually, and then you having no future in being labeled as someone who actually believes in that type of stuff. So, yes, you have the freedom to say all that stuff, but there's consequences. And that's the thing. I think if we get back to a consequence society, an accountability society, free speech kind of fixes itself. Bless you.
So sorry.
The
I'm out of allergy pills, so
dude,
sneeze more.
The allergies around here are out of control.
Well, in the mountains, they're so much worse.
So, I'm going to light a candle. But yeah, I think you're absolutely right. What you said is absolutely correct. As I play with fire near my computer. Why? Because
that's so smart. Well, I got water here.
That's okay.
It can also destroy your computer, but
Hey, it's okay. Then I don't know what to do with the matches, so I just leave them there.
I'm sorry. I love your hat. The hat just looks great. I looked at it from here. I was just like, damn.
Thank you.
I might have to get one.
Throw that in that one. All right, cool.
All right.
But yeah, I think awesome point you made.
Thank you.
But again, deport Elon, and really, again, what has Elon done? His biggest crime, besides buying Twitter, so he bought Twitter. All right, he kind of escalated with these people, the snowflakes here you see. Personally, these, again, I used to work retail. These look like the typical women that would come running into the customer service area and start throwing things and spitting at you and threatening you, and because you wouldn't take back a return because it's been a year and they don't have a receipt. These are the type of women that would start yelling at you, and they look so. God bless them. God bless anybody who's friends with them, because they look
miserable bunch.
Miserable bunch. So you heard it here first. I partly agree with this whole boycott because, yes, get rid of your electric vehicle. Screw electric vehicles. Get those gas guzzlers. Buy a Hummer. That'd be best. So, but this is a San Francisco Chronicle, so of course it is a little biased. Friends don't let friends buy a Tesla. Friends don't let friends move to San Francisco if they're actually sane. That's what Tesla funds fascism. Exactly how does it fund fascism? I mean, they write these things. They have to have their own website somewhere. There's probably like a secret liberal website somewhere where they log in with their secret liberal code.
Oh, it's called Tumblr.
Okay, well, if it's called Tumblr, it's called Tumblr. And they're like, here's the list of things to write on your piece of cardboard to make people think our way. Tesla funds fascism. What exactly is fascist about Tesla selling electric vehicles? Nothing. But this lady, obviously, probably her brain is a little cooked, and she doesn't exactly know what she's writing there. She's just like, copy the T, the E, the S, the L, A. So, but there you go. But yeah, I'll drive a Tesla. You guys want to? Anybody wants? I'll give you $1,000 for your Tesla. You don't want it that badly? Sell it to me for $1,000. Take the loss. Go ahead.
You'll be proving a point.
Maybe not to your
wallet, but maybe like to your liberal friends.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, look at these. Look at these signs here. Reject tyranny by not buying electric vehicles. The upside down flag, basically meaning that the country is in distress. I don't think the country's in distress. They're pretty much all polls are saying that they approve of what's going on. When injustice becomes law, resistance becomes duty. Okay, but isn't injustice a very subjective thing? So thank you, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, who also said that Roe v. Wade shouldn't have been decided by the U.S. Supreme Court. So I guess we can agree. Yeah, I'll agree to that if you can agree to everything else, Ruth Bader Ginsburg. I love how it's very selective. They can pull out Ruth. Let the woman.
I'm sure we could look at a bunch of things that she said.
Yeah.
And a lot of them they wouldn't agree with, but because she said certain very strong, pointed opinions.
But you know what? Look at this picture.
They'll just grab it.
Look at this picture. Isn't this like the most diverse group of people you've ever seen?
It's all white.
All old, white, liberal, hippies. That's what
we speak for you so much that you don't have to show up.
Yeah. No one elected Elon. No, we elected Donald Trump, who ran on the platform that he was going to put Elon to work. Yeah. So actually, we did elect Elon. We elected Donald Trump to do what he said with Elon. But thank you for paying attention. Thank you for paying attention. Yep.
He posted this on X, on Truth Social. I mean, even the news reported this saying he's going to put Elon in power of this new department. This was all said before the election, no? I'm not crazy.
Literally. Okay, he got Trump. Butler, Pennsylvania happened last summer. We're on June, right?
Right.
All right. June, it was about 3 weeks afterwards that Musk came out and said, I'm voting for Donald Trump, and this is what we're doing. And so it's been over a year. All right. So it went through the whole process of the summer and all that stuff. But look at this. Look at this miserable. This is why I tell you, don't marry a white woman. Don't marry a white woman. Don't marry an American white woman. All right. Just don't do it. Don't do it. It's not worth it.
Sorry. Hey, listen.
It's just not worth it. So, but maybe buy a Tesla. But yeah, I like what Elon's doing. I really do. I love the fact that he comes out and goes, we're going to make mistakes and we're going to do our best to correct them as quickly as possible and be accountable for those things. And everything we do, we're going to post so it's absolutely transparent.
Which he does. They've done every step of the way. Yeah. The only thing people have been upset about is the people that are doing the actual work inside, because a bunch of them are young adults. I mean, maybe my age, some are younger, who have ridiculous Discord or even social media names, and that's literally the only thing they can complain about.
And I'm just looking.
It's great,
yeah, but I was just looking at this, and I said, this is like the ultimate first world problem. You have a problem with your Tesla. Oh God, my Tesla. One of the most expensive cars, there's definitely electric vehicles you can buy outside of luxury vehicles, which technically is a luxury vehicle.
Yeah, the price tag. Are you kidding me?
Oh my God. How can I live with myself? I have a Tesla. Oh my God. I see old men walking to work through mountains where I live here, every day.
Hitching rides on the back of trucks.
Yeah.
They would kill to have a Tesla.
They would, yeah. They'd be like, you have a problem with your Tesla? They're like, what the hell's wrong with you?
Yeah, how about this? If you really don't want your Tesla, go down to the border, drive it maybe south. I mean, be careful in the north of Mexico, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
Drive it south, come on down to some of these states where people don't have cars but still have to get to work, and give your Tesla away for free. You want to help immigrants or endangered people, as you say.
You just gave me an idea. We should create a charity so people can donate their Teslas. We can have people in the United States. We can have angry, upset, spoiled, bratty, white, old liberal women donate their Teslas to us to give to poor Mexican migrant workers who need a lift.
Exactly.
We can be like the middleman.
Yeah, and electricity here isn't the most expensive thing to pay for.
No, it's really cheap.
It's real cheap actually. So this is actually better for them.
This would be great.
This would be great.
This is a good idea.
Good idea, no?
We could create this nonprofit.
Yeah, nonprofit. I mean, I'd like a Tesla for myself. I don't have a vehicle.
I mean,
I'm Mexican.
You qualify.
I qualify.
You qualify.
I mean, I technically don't walk anywhere because I live here, but
Well, you have nowhere to go. You have nowhere to go.
Exactly.
But now with the Tesla, you can. Dude, we could just go walking up to these old guys that are just humping through rattlesnake infested fields to get to the to their job where they make like $3 a day so they can feed the 6 people they're responsible for. And be like, here's a Tesla. They'll look at us and go, first of all, they're like, what the hell's wrong with you? Number 2, can I sell it? They'd rather just have the money.
They probably have the money.
Yeah,
I don't pay them,
but still,
but some of them I'm sure would keep it.
Absolutely, I think this is business. We're clicking here. I think we
Elon,
should
get in contact. We got some ideas.
Yeah, dude, we should hashtag Elon on Twitter and be like, hey, dude, we had this idea for these people. We can set it up. We can make it official.
Put it on like the Tesla website.
Yeah.
You can list the reason as sad about American politics. Or emotional about the direction of our country.
Teslas for Mexican migrant workers.
Exactly.
Dude, that's good. That could work. I bet we get at least 3 people to do it. 3 people will donate.
Yeah, absolutely.
We set up the 401c and everything. Tax free, all that stuff. Oh man. But big old evil Elon Musk. I love this one-way ticket to Mars. So the guy who probably will get us the technology
to get to
Mars, another planet.
You want to put him there.
You have a problem with this guy because he likes Donald Trump. Oh my
That's
God.
It's like being in kindergarten and you get upset at your friend because they don't like chocolate pudding. They like the weird vanilla pudding. From that,
or butterscotch,
or butterscotch, or
butterscotch, yeah.
It's like that's what we're choosing to like people for. You can disagree with their opinions, absolutely. I'm not saying you have to be friends with him, but like, childish. It's just childish. I mean, come on.
Oh boy, these people.
But then they're so high and mighty to talk about unity and preach about being together and fighting against the opposition of fascists. Yet they won't even let anybody who has a differing opinion speak out or even have a conversation with them. They don't do that.
But this is the state of your current Democratic Party. This is your Democratic Party right here.
Oh, it's a disaster. I mean, there's a reason why people don't. There's a reason why they lost the House, the Senate, and the presidency.
Yeah. They're not going to have the Supreme Court for a long, long time. So,
no.
But this is your current day. That's it. That's your Democratic Party. That's what they're spending their time on. Oh boy!
Well, aren't you glad?
I'm glad. I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it. So, all right. Oh, hey. Speaking of Elon, this is kind of related to him. I didn't know this, but Marco Rubio, there looking like he's staring death in the face.
He's probably been doing that for like the past 2-3 weeks. Dude, he looks stressed.
Dude, that guy's doing God's work right now. That guy is just doing God's work. He's like, here's the world. It's on fire. Trump's like, can you go fix this? Yeah. And he's just like, I'm doing my best. Someone give this guy a drink. Seriously, this guy is going to end up like a full-blown alcoholic by the end of Trump's term because he's just got everything going on.
He's going to die in a drunken driving accident at this rate. Are you kidding me? I mean, look at him.
Dude, look at
him.
Woo! That stare just says it all. Just like, that stare says, I didn't know shit was this bad.
Yeah. Or that's like the stare when you walk in on your wife cheating.
Yep.
And it's like, but you thought you had a rock solid marriage. You never knew for like 7 months.
Yep.
It's been going astray. You've been clueless.
Yep.
You're gonna lose the house, the kids. That's what that look is. That's rough. The man has
poor Marco.
Oh, I feel bad.
So we're kicking out the South African ambassador.
So why are we doing this?
Because the South African ambassador is a douchebag.
What did he do?
Well,
what has he not done?
Okay. So he's been he's according to them, he's a race-baiting politician who hates America and hates POTUS, referring to President Donald Trump. He said in a social media post that we have nothing to discuss with him. He is no longer welcome in our country. So bye-bye, South. Now, you know what's going on in South Africa right now. The big kind of like brouhaha, right?
Oh, yeah.
So because they've got we call them the anti-white laws. Now, here's the thing. South Africa was under apartheid for a long time, okay?
Right.
So, you kind of you have to give the black population a little bit of leeway on this. They're kind of finding some balance. But when you start making laws that say if you're white and you have land that you're not using for farming, we're going to take it away from you whether you like it or not. Okay, that's a little bridge too far, I think. I get it. You try to create equality, but now it's becoming more and more difficult. They're passing more and more laws that have terms in it that if you're white, you can't do this. If you're white, you can't have that. If you're white, you can't be hired for this job. If you're so there's this, and so they're trying to find some balance. They're not doing a real good job of it. But then again, South Africa, not exactly the country known for balance and sort of logic. They once tried to have a nuclear weapon.
This is true. It's very true.
They gave up those aspirations, but in the middle of apartheid, they said, what's our next best move? I know, let's become a nuclear power. But apparently the ambassador has been just a jackass all over social media, and basically how he hates Trump, how he hates the United States. He calls Trump a white supremacist and all that. So, bye. See you later.
I mean, I don't know what you expected. I'm very familiar with the history of South Africa. I mean, you have to start with the Dutch Boer Wars, right? And then the British, and then you had the apartheid, and then finally Nelson Mandela finally cracked through, and they have.
They released him from jail.
They released him from jail, but you know what I mean. His message finally prevailed, which is good and it's great. And I understand that during that time, land was taken away from black populations and given to white families, who probably do those same descendants probably do occupy some of that land. I'm not for two wrongs equal a right. Of course, I'm not saying those who lost their lands and their family that have been in their hand, they're essentially been in their family for, centuries, right? I'm not wrong.
No, you're not wrong. I got to
look at history, right? Yeah. If you look at the history of it, so I understand that maybe the spirit of the law is to try to give that land back in a way, right? Because of that whole history of oppression that was there for about 60, 100 years, a couple hundred years if you count all the way back to the Dutch.
Yeah.
It's just a very slippery slope. I think there's a better way to handle it. If you really are concerned about land, majorities being in a small minority population that isn't, very representative of your country, there's a better way to go about it. You can offer some form of compensation for that land that is very fair, and then you can use it for public works. You can, if you really want to do it, you can give them back to the families that technically should own it, right? I'm not really big on reparations because it opens up so much of a loophole. Even I'm Mexican and American. Reparations would just benefit me, but I say that's just too much. Even you would agree with that, right, Gringo?
They should give you some land. They should give you a piece of New Mexico.
They took off the country.
They should give you a piece of Arizona. You deserve Texas.
Yeah, a piece of Texas, Arizona, maybe some California. Dude, that gold. I want some gold from California. But anyways, my point is this. It's a slippery slope. And I think there's a better way to address that inequality.
Well, so the South African president, Cyril Ramaphosa, said Rasul, who's the Rasul, if that's how you pronounce his name, sorry if I mispronounce it, who's the ambassador, had been expelled. A decision he called regrettable. The immediate cause of Rubio's ire appeared to be a speech Rasul delivered virtually to a Johannesburg think tank Friday, in which he said Trump was mobilizing white supremacy in the United States and abroad as well, according to Breitbart News. Which he's not. That's just, again, that's someone with Trump derangement syndrome. He also made particular mention of Vice President J.D. Vance's support for Germany's right-wing Alternative for Germany political party, which just won the elections. And he's like, J.D. Vance, Vice President, like, cool, you won. I'll support you. Yeah, let's work together. What's J.D. Vance going to do? Like, that was the democratically elected majority party of Germany. That's what people voted for.
Yeah, if you have a problem with Germany, maybe not blame the United States for that. Blame Germany.
Yeah, what does J.D. Vance got to do with that?
That's like, the British invaded you guys. Just blame the Americans. What? Sorry.
So, but you know what? The last time in the 80s, when Ronald Reagan was president, and we saw that South Africa had a lot of laws that were discriminatory towards people of color, we put massive sanctions and did all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, we pressured
the hell out of them.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? It worked. And guess what? Now that you have laws against people who are white, we're going to put massive sanctions on the country
because it's fair.
Because it's fair. It's not a question of we like one color over the other. It's a question of the value and it's a question of logic.
Again, that country can decide what it thinks is best for equality between its parties or in people. Yep. But there are lines that just not, that shouldn't just be crossed and shouldn't be tolerated by, never mind allies, but just other states. So
But I took a screenshot of this. This is definitely going to end up in a thumbnail.
I was
somewhere.
saying, can you please make
This
that a
is
thumbnail?
this is one of the greatest. This is I'm enamored. I could look at this all day and just think of like memes. Where you're like, this is the look on the face of people who during COVID they had to shake the hand of somebody, and then the person told them, "I didn't use bacterial hand cream today." So, it's
Hand sanitizer.
so
Never
you're
heard
saying
of it.
you didn't use the free hand sanitizer at the door?
How dare you?
How dare you?
How dare you, Greta Thunberg?
How
dare you?
How dare you? All right. Yeah. Yeah. So, speaking of the world falling apart,
My favorite. What's going on?
well, we started bombing people in the Middle East.
What else is new? I'm sorry. Americans bombing the Middle East. Is that a new thing for us?
I'm just saying, we've
We've been bombing the Middle East longer than I've been alive, okay? I hate
So-
to break it, Gringo. It's
so
the truth.
I know, but I'm just like
It's
saying
bad.
we're getting really good at it. We're really good at it. We're
Listen,
pretty good at it.
I think a couple decades underneath your belt, when it comes to like precision targeting, sand, you're gonna figure out what's sand and what's not sand.
I'm
all
just
right?
I'm just saying, this is good stuff.
Don't tell me we're going back to the sandbox.
I
what I
hope
call
not.
it.
I hope not. U.S. vows to keep hitting the Houthis until shipping attacks stop. Now, who are the Houthis? So let's start out this because a lot of people might not know who the hell the Houthis are. So one of the poorest countries in the world, definitely in the Middle East, is Yemen. It's very much south of Saudi Arabia. The Houthis are the rebels that are basically terrorists that are backed by, guess who? Iran or Irate, whatever you want to call them.
Or if you really want to be disrespectful, Persia.
Persian. So they're backed by the people who back all the terrorists. And so what the Houthis have been doing, they've been trying to overthrow the government and get rid of the government of Yemen, take it over, and make it a proxy of Iran. Now they've been in war back and forth with Saudi Arabia. That kind of died down. But what the Houthis also like to do is they like to send people out on little boats to attack big large shipping magnets. So you get those big ships with all the containers or just oil tankers, and try to attack those and take them over and steal all the stuff or kill all the people. And that's a lot of money, and that's basically the world's business. It's the canal right there. And Trump basically said, "Yeah, we're not going to handle it." And they actually, which is funny because I'm sure there's some sailor with a GoPro, and I'm sure there's video of this released somewhere. These idiots will get on like a raft with like a little motorboat and a couple of AKs, and they go after U.S. naval destroyers. It's got to, like, literally the sailors have to be laughing their asses off as they blow these guys, 500 feet in the air out of the water. But that's what they're doing. But we're tired of them trying, and we're tired of it all. So,
I know what you're referring to.
yeah.
A lot of times they don't know what ship it is. They have a radar, and they have their AKs always drawn. The thing is, when they get there, they're expecting like a tanker or like a cargo ship. But because we started to put more of our destroyers there, and our one of our fleets is kind of there. Which fleet did we move in there? The third?
Third fleet.
Third fleet, I think. They kind of show up like, oh, ready to pirate, but then they're like, that's not a ship we can pirate. So it ends up happening a lot more often. So some of it's on purpose, but the majority, I'd like to say, I think 85% is all accidental. Like, oh, this is not a tanker. This is our end.
Basically, my Arab ancestors, my Arab brothers over there, they're just riding along with that, right along the sea, and they're like, and they get the guns, and they're like, oh shit, that's a U.S. naval.
So like, that's a cannon, and that's a robot with a minigun.
Yeah. So
There you
U.S.
go.
strikes kill at least 53. Russia has urged the U.S. to cease strikes and engage in dialogue. We don't engage in dialogue with terrorists, so fuck them. Iran warns of decisive response to any threats. Go ahead. That's exactly what Trump's waiting for. Trump is just sitting there going, please let Iran do something. Please let Iran do something. Please let Iran do something. Where's
Say
that
something.
button? Boom! That's just what he's waiting on. Go ahead. And Houthis threaten to resume Red Sea attacks on Israeli shipping, but they're not just attacking Israeli shipping because Reuters doesn't want to tell you the whole truth. They're attacking everything. All right? The airstrikes, which the Houthi-run health ministry said killed at least 53 people, are the biggest U.S. military operation in the Middle East since President Donald Trump took office in January. Bye. Okay, here we go. If they continue their aggression, we will continue the escalation. That's what the Houthis said. Okay, cool. They said it's a war crime. No, but stealing all the shit and killing innocent people and sailors, that's not a war crime, right?
No, of course not. Gringo. Why would that ever be a war crime? The high seas, baby.
Okay. The group has targeted U.S. aircraft carrier USS Harry Truman and its warships in the Red Sea with ballistic missiles and drones in response to the U.S. attacks. That was about a month ago. Good luck with that.
You went after a carrier.
You went after a carrier group. Okay.
Listen, I'll tell you this. If you could describe certain groups in the Navy, carrier groups are like the baby. You know, you protect the carrier. It's a big baby. It's chubby. It doesn't really get hurt. But if you go after it, the parents are getting really pissed off, right? And we have a history of overreacting when somebody touches our boats, all right?
Hey, don't touch our boats.
Don't touch our boats. Ask Japan. Ask Iran. Ask anybody. Don't touch the boats. Listen. We have a bit of autism when it comes to our boats, all right? They're like our trains. You don't touch them, you don't move them. We leave them. Just don't touch them.
I love this. The minute the Houthis say we'll stop shooting at your ships, we'll stop shooting at your drones. This campaign will end, but until then, it will be unrelenting. U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth. Attaboy Pete. This is about stopping the shooting at assets in that critical waterway to reopen freedom of navigation, which is a core national interest of the United States, and Iran has been enabling the Houthis for far too long. They better back off. Now, Trump's Truth Social, which went on for about 7 paragraphs when he was addressing this, basically ended with, Iran, stop your crap. All right. And so he's just looking for an excuse. We warn our enemies that Iran will respond decisively and destructively if they carry out their threats. Well, we carried out our threats, so we're waiting. Iran, you're going to do something, what? You're going to do something cowardly like attack women and children instead of coming right at us? You pussies. Anyways, utmost restraint. Okay, more of that. Oh, hey, Marco Rubio again. No wonder this guy's looking like that. There's no way the Houthis would have the ability to do this kind of thing unless they had support from Iran. And so this was a message to Iran. Don't keep supporting them, because then you will also be responsible for what they are doing in attacking Navy ships and attacking global shipping. So basically they're saying, listen, we're going to give you a chance, but we're going to explain this in terms that we think you'll understand. If the people that you're backing and supporting, the Houthis, attack a U.S. naval vessel, we're going to consider it the same as you attacking a U.S. naval vessel. So it's not the Houthis, it's Iran we're going to go after. So, and I love that Moscow's trying to be the voice of reason here.
Again,
Moscow, killing people for 3.5 years. All right, sweet. Well, longer than that, but lately with the Ukraine war.
No, I think it's because they realized don't touch the boats.
Don't touch them.
They were our allies at that time. They realized, okay, no, don't touch them.
Don't touch them.
I know it's a joke, but at this point, why do people keep messing with our boats? I don't get it.
Yeah. So this is going to keep going, and you know what? I'm okay with that. It's going to cost a little bit of money, but hey, guess what? I'm okay with that. Hey, the ships are there. I'm okay with that. Use the missiles. Use the target practice. Just consider this like scrimmage. It's like when you play football in high school, you have a scrimmage game to practice before the real game. This is scrimmage, okay? That's what we just consider this as. So go U.S., go Navy, fight. Anyways, so the Houthis. Oh, the Houthis. They just don't even...
They don't really give up. I give them credit for that. They have
nothing else to do.
Yeah, true. But I mean, you still got to give them credit, because even people who have nothing else to do and nothing left eventually give up here and there. So I give them credit. I give them that little bit of respect that they're persistent. Persistently annoying, but persistent.
Oh, what is this? Hold on. Nope. I didn't want to do that. I did not want to do that. Okay, there we go. I wanted to be here, but actually I want to be here. Okay. All right, back to our favorite university in New York, Columbia.
The perfect voice for your podcast?
Not the country
11
voice.
Labs lets you turn any test.
Right now, Columbia probably has, you go to school in Columbia, you get a better education.
Don't forget to tune in to next week's episode.
I know
you can actually go to.
I know somebody who's in the journalism school right now.
With 11 Labs.
Kind of funny. From Italy.
The fake news school?
I think at this point, pretty much, yeah.
Fake news. But all right, so here's the problem, because we arrested that douchebag who we still haven't kicked out of the country that led the pro-Hamas protest in Colombia. Rules aren't clear anymore. Trump cracked down on student protests, sent shockwaves across U.S. university. Shockwaves, everybody. Shockwaves.
I can't believe it.
Oh, there's shockwaves. It's shockingly shockwaves.
Going against American foreign policy as an immigrant.
Here we go.
God.
His law school professor and clinic director. I have been individually counseling students on whether or not they should travel abroad. Why? What does that have anything to do with arresting an immigrant here who's basically supporting terrorism? All right? Okay. On whether or not they should be posting on social media. Well, they probably shouldn't be, but that's the only thing they are doing. They shouldn't be on attending classes. Or on whether or not they can or should participate in a demonstration. Sure, they can participate in a demonstration, but a demonstration that does not give comfort and aid to the enemies of the United States, that would be one thing because it's treason, right? But yes, a protest that doesn't keep everybody else from going to school or taking away somebody else's rights, because that's no longer a protest. That is a violent coup of somebody else's rights, and you can't do that. So I love that this law professor, Elon Mukherjee, doesn't even know the real law. So I think
They're teaching law.
they're teaching law.
Columbia is one of the greatest Ivy League schools in the world. And they have professors that don't know the law of the state or even the city that they live in.
Or the federal government.
It's just federal government.
Activities that were taken for granted just a week ago are now questions the students are asking. Should I do this? Should I do that? What are the risks? You mean the 3 fucking questions you should ask yourself
Before you do
every
anything?
time, before you do anything that might remotely be considered, I don't know, dangerous, not cool, illegal,
Do people who go to Columbia not think this way? Have I put people who get to Ivy League schools on a higher pedestal than we should
I
have?
think so.
Because, I mean, if they're at this thing, I never... does that mean I have to consider the risks and consequences of my actions? Well, it's what you're supposed to do.
Should I do this? Should I do that? What are the risks?
What are the risks?
Should I publicly protest in favor of a terrorist organization that kills babies in front of their parents? And should I do it while I refuse to allow Jewish students to go to the classes that they pay tens of thousands of dollars to take? I wonder if that could be a problem.
No, Gregor.
Well, they already know and guess what?
Possibly could it be?
Guess what? Their Elon Mukherjee, law professor, your students already know it's a problem. You want to know why they know it's a problem? Because they wear fucking masks to hide their face because they're cowards, so they already
Do you
know.
have music playing on the computer?
Oh, do I?
Uh-oh.
I don't know. That's a great question.
Apparently you have music playing on the computer.
Let's see.
That'd be a real damn shame if it's been blasting copyrighted music.
I don't think so.
All right, well, I got a message saying there's music, but I could be wrong.
You know what? You might be right. Let's turn this up.
No. No? Doesn't look like it.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so. Maybe the person who's checking has music running on their computer and they just didn't realize it.
You know, it could have been something that we had up. You never know.
Possible.
It could have been. But thanks for letting us know.
It's good now, apparently. Never mind. Back
Okay.
to what we were doing. Back to Columbia and there.
I'm friggin' 50 years old and sometimes I hit the wrong button. I'm sorry. All right? Back to Columbia. So they wear friggin' masks. So they know what they're doing. They know that they're doing the wrong thing. They know.
It's
So-
it's more that they want to do what they want to do, but they don't want to risk any consequences. Which is, you know what? In a way, I respect that mindset. You're trying to do your best to even the odds for yourself.
Mhm. Yeah.
Still not a smart thing to do. I mean, listen, if you really want to protest that bad over something, you don't have to do it on your university campus. You can go, it's New York City. It's one of the most liberal cities you can go to or even live in. You can easily go down to the mayor's office and I think you can organize a protest on this street, maybe in this park, wherever. And you can get that paperwork done real easily, I bet. And you would save yourself all the problems that you're creating for yourself. Am I wrong? There's a
You're not
better way to
wrong.
go about this.
But-
I'm not saying you don't have the right to protest what you want. Do I agree with you? Absolutely not.
However,
If you're protesting for Hamas, no. If you're protesting for Palestine, that's a whole different situation. It's complicated history there. But the second you're rooting for the, no offense, invasion and horrible tragedy that took place on October 7th, you can't differentiate the two. You can't support that act and then say you're supporting a different state or identity.
True. So, again, our law professor says, what precedent are we setting for this entire nation? And for our First Amendment, if Khalil is deported, who will be the next group targeted? Well, before the First Amendment is ever mentioned in the Constitution, do you know what else is? You know what is mentioned? Article 3, Section 3, Clause 1. I shall read it to you. Treason against the United States shall consist only in levying war against them or in adhering to their enemies, giving them aid and comfort. No person shall be convicted of treason unless on the testimony of two witnesses to the same overt act or on confession in open court. May I point to that section here? It says giving them aid and comfort. I'm sure it's very comforting for Hamas to see all these young people that are not supposed to be here or here on immigration visas invading this country and basically turning the citizenry into their media voice.
Of mockery.
Of mockery, right? That to me seems like aid and comfort. So, bye-bye.
Yeah.
Bye-bye, everybody. So, before your First Amendment is listed,
Loyalty.
this is listed. So, let's just take those things in order. All right? All right. The enlistment amendment, yeah, so.
Yeah, it means be loyal to your country or the country that you're trying to live in. Never mind studying.
Yeah.
Right?
I know what was playing in the background.
Or you know what? At the very least, respectful.
You know what? I know what was playing in the background.
Was it news?
Yeah, it was the news.
The more you know.
Hey, the more you know. Anyways, so thank you, everybody, for telling us that. All right, so speaking of all this crap. Oh, by the way, is that him? We have you. Corners of ripple effect on future. Is that? Oh, that's the guy we arrested.
Sorry, that says concerns.
Bye. 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 You should go bye. There he is. Related article. You're not a hero, buddy. You're a scumbag. You're a scumbag. Oh, boy.
I just don't get how you have a wife, a kid on the way, and you think this is the smartest decision you can make for yourself.
Okay, so we're going to play this. We're going to mute this, but we're going to play this, I think. I think this is what I want. Yes, this is probably what was playing in the background. All right, so
We're going to do this again.
Need the perfect voice for your next marketing video?
Liceo Sortomaya.
Tom Holman, Border Czar, doing God's work. Yes, those are people, those are Trinidad Aragua gang members being deported from the U.S., processed in El Salvador. That is jail in El Salvador. That is, that's awesome. Now, unfortunately, there's been some problems, and we're going to get to those. So the Trump administration, Donald Trump is trying to use this. All right, this is from 1798.
The good old Aliens and Sedition Act.
The Alien and Sedition Act, and particularly the only one that's actually still active. Number 1, number 2, and number 4, they don't really exist anymore. They've been sunset. Number 3, though, is still in effect. All right, so it's called the Aliens Enemy Act. Being enacted by the Senate and House of Representatives of the United States of America and Congress assembled. Nobody talks like that anymore. I wish they did.
I kind of wish we went back to a little bit. I think it'd be fun. Imagine texting.
Yeah. That whenever there shall be a declared war between the United States and any foreign nation or government, or any invasion or predatory incursion shall be perpetrated, attempted, or threatened against the territory of the United States by any foreign nation or government, and the President of the United States shall make public proclamation of the event, all native citizens, denizens, or subjects of the hostile nation or government, being males of the age of 14 years and upward, who shall be within the United States and not actually naturalized, basically illegal, shall be liable to be apprehended, restrained, secured, and removed as alien enemies, and the President of the United States shall be and is hereby authorized in any event, as foresaid by his proclamation thereof, or other public act, to direct the conduct to be observed on the part of the United States towards the aliens who shall become liable as foresaid. Basically, the president has all the power to do this. Just say, those people are enemies of the United States. They are a foreign terrorist organization. They are whatever you want to call, however you want to label them. And then by this act from 1798, which back then wasn't for good reasons, but now we can use it for good reasons, can just go and say, arrest them and kick them out. However, we have a judge who said, no, you can't do that. So Trump decided basically to ignore the judge, which is hilarious.
There's a little I know the judge is probably liberal and is going to be overturned anyways.
Oh, yeah.
But, still there's a process.
Well, there's a process. Anyway, so U.S. District Judge James Boasberg gave a temporary restraining order, 14-day pause on this whole Alien Enemies Act thing. One person familiar with the matter said so he basically said the order will remain in effect for 14 days or until further order of the court. Well, we still, at the time that the order was given, we had already put planes in the air. So we decided not to turn them around.
Why waste taxpayers' money on fuel? You know what I mean?
So basically, this is what the judge said. Particularly given the plaintiff's information unrebutted by the government that flights are actively departing and planning to depart, I do not believe that I'm able to wait any longer, said U.S. District Judge during a hearing. Any plane containing these folks that is going to take off or is in the air needs to be returned to the United States. And we said no. Good. Why? Because no one single district judge who just has Trump derangement syndrome should be able to tell the President of the United States he cannot protect the country. Sorry. The lawfare is going to end, and it's just, what? What are we going to do with these people? What is the problem? What protection do you want to give them? None. So why? Because it's just an anti-Trump thing. This is just an so
they're illegal, right?
Yeah.
They're illegal and they're committing crimes, right?
Yeah.
They've already committed 2 crimes.
Yeah.
At least. At the very least. At the very least, they've already committed 2 crimes. Sorry, get them out.
Bye.
Get them out. We should not be giving them stays in 5-star New York City hotels with FEMA money, FEMA aid money. That's not what that's for.
Yeah.
So that's coming from me. I'm Mexican.
So I like what Caroline Levitt said, the press secretary. A single judge in a single city cannot direct the movements of an aircraft carrier full of foreign alien terrorists who were physically expelled from U.S. soil. Basically said, no, you don't have that right. You can say it all you want, but you don't have the right. We don't care who sues us. Hundreds of violent criminals were sent out of our country. And the president of El Salvador graciously accepted them and put them in his nice new big fancy prison. Or what he calls the Center for Terrorism Confinement, or CCON, for a period of 1 year. Good luck.
Yeah, that's not a fun place to be.
No, that's not a place. We will give $6 million to El Salvador to help pay for the incarceration. This will help sustain the system, which currently costs $200 million a year annually. So, I think it's a steal at twice the cost. Give the guy 12. Berkeley
built a supermax prison. Yeah. I mean, might as well give it, right? Can we put anyone in there?
Yeah. Sharing a screenshot of the article about the Saturday ruling, Berkeley wrote on X, "Oopsie, too late." Rubio later shared Berkeley's post on his own Twitter page. And like literally, again, this judge can go toss rocks. I don't care. I don't care. These people need to go, and I'm tired of judges deciding that a single judge, just because they're friendlier to the other political side, basically not letting this country. I mean, a judge is supposed to help keep the country safe, their city safe, their state safe.
But they're supposed to be also unbiased. That goes for me. That goes on both sides. Of course, bias is human.
Yeah.
And you should always fight to be unbiased when you're a judge. But of course, you're going to have certain tendencies to lean a certain way. Of course, that's understandable. But when you're going so blatantly across just to be spiteful or just kind of hinder a presidential act because you just don't agree with it, that's different. There's no legal basis for it. Right? Am I wrong? What's their legal argument? Did they even argue it? They just said, no, don't do it. Can't do it.
They want to argue that because they're here, they are afforded equal protection. And again,
when you're when you come here legally, you're given equal protection. I agree with that.
Well, technically, if you're here illegally, yes, except we talked about, you weren't on this, you were gone for this live stream a couple days ago. The 14th Amendment does not cover these people because they're not
that's what I'm saying,
subject of the jurisdiction there of the United States.
You have limited protection.
Yes.
Not complete protection.
But then again, the Alien and Sedition Act of Enemies Act of 1798 gives the president all the authority he needs to say, you are a foreign terrorist organization. You have been designated an enemy of the United States. You are currently waging war or incursions within the United States. And because of that, he has all the right to say,
yeah,
bye-bye.
You're part of an organization that deliberately commits acts of, let's be honest, terror in a state that you're not from.
Yeah. I mean, listen,
you should be treated equally as any terrorist group.
I'm in a foreign country. Yeah, I'm in a foreign country. If I start doing stupid shit,
they should get rid of you.
They have every right to look at me and go, you know what? We're going to get rid of you. We're going to put you on a plane. Don't I get a trial? No, we're putting you on a plane. Don't I get a hearing? No, we're going to put you on a plane. So can I just plead, Mike? No, we're going to put you on a plane. But put you on a plane. Bye.
They don't care.
And you know what? They're fucking right. Yeah. You know? Why are we the only country that's been like, no, let them stay? No, we like the fentanyl. No, we like having our people murdered. Listen, we love that. We love it. It's good. We love terror. We love it.
I'm all for standards and being better than not just neighbors, but just better in terms of a society and legal system and more forgiving than anywhere else. Yeah. I'm all for trying to strive to be the best we can in the world when it comes to that. These are not the people you should be trying to protect, though. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You're not going to be like, oh, because we protected them, they're going to now suddenly go open up a grocery store and feed their community. No, they're going to go back to selling fentanyl. That's you. If you want to really protect immigrant communities, right? Protect the ones who are trying their best to become American, contributing to their community, growing the economy, Those are the people.
Yeah.
Those are the people you protect. Even the ones that came in illegally but are still trying to do their best, I have some sympathy when it comes, as long as they follow the law beyond the fact that they broke that first law, right? Because I understand some of their circumstances, sure, to an extent. Obviously, I think then they should probably face a fine at the very least. And if they did commit any crime, then they should be beyond illegally entering the country. Then maybe, then they should definitely be deported. But some of these people, I don't mind you arguing their case. You know what I mean? I'm a case by case person sometimes for some of these people because I'm a little more sympathetic, I think, than you are to an extent. You know what I mean?
Well, so speaking of these people that went to El Salvador.
But yeah, these people, no. These people gotta go. Sorry, they gotta go.
So it was confirmed 261 illegal aliens were deported to El Salvador yesterday. 137 of them were via the Alien Enemies Act of 1798. 101 were Venezuelans removed via Title 8, Section 21, where were Salvadorian MS-13 gang members, and 2 were MS-13 ringleaders and special cases for El Salvador, according to the official. The rap sheets for those removed, including, okay, here's the list of people that these judges want to protect. Kidnapping, abuse of a child, and I'm not going to use the S word, aggravated assault, S abuse of a child.
That's horrible.
SA of a child.
I'm sorry, do you want to protect that person?
Yeah, that's what this judge wants to protect that person. Aggravated assault, prostitution, robbery, and aggravated assault of a police officer. Oh, just the people. You know what? If that judge wants them in this country and wants them to have a 14-day stay, fine. Put them in his house. Here, judge, you want them? Here, they're going to live in your house for 14 days with your family. Let's see how you feel about that.
I'm shocked.
U.S. District Judge James Boasberg. I was going to look him up, but I don't want to be that guy.
No.
I don't want to be that guy.
No, that's not.
So,
We're more classy.
Yeah, we're more classy than that. Okay. Oh man, but yes,
those are look. You have sympathy for illegal immigrants. That's fine. You can have sympathy for people. These are not the ones you should have sympathy for.
Nope. Even
if they were legal, you should not have sympathy for these people. They're the same as any criminal, if not worse. I say, same as any terrorist, because that's what they are, at a point. No.
Yeah, they are.
That's what they do not have sympathy.
Yeah, they're terrorists.
You shouldn't be trying to protect them. Their rights, they gave away their rights the second they decided to commit themselves to a certain lifestyle that is harmful to the communities that they inhabit.
They don't have rights in this country to begin with anyways.
Yeah,
they
exactly.
are not subject to the jurisdiction thereof.
Exactly.
They came over illegally.
Yeah.
They never swore allegiance to the United States.
No. You know what they did? They swore allegiance to a gang.
To a gang. To a foreign
a
foreign terrorist organization, actually.
Exactly. Foreign terrorist organization. That's what they swore allegiance to. Guess what? Seditions Act applies.
Yep.
And it shouldn't. You shouldn't do that.
So
it's literally the definition of fuck around and find out.
Yep. That's what it is. And that's where we're at. So Cow T420, AI, artificial intelligence. Okay. I like artificial intelligence. I'm not sure I'm artificial. I'm not intelligent. I may be artificial.
Are you artificial?
I don't know. Maybe. But that's the comment. I don't know, Cow T420.
I don't know.
Maybe 420 is being celebrated too much. Maybe. We don't know. We don't know what this is.
Some people need a little 420 in their life.
Some people need a little 420 in their life.
I don't blame them.
But anyways, that's our hour. That's what we're doing.
I think we got through a lot there.
We got through a lot. That was a lot. So with that, everybody, thank you for watching. It is now a little past 9 o'clock where we are. Just want to say goodbye. Thank you for everybody joining in. South of the border. Salud.
A huevo.
A huevo.